And you have to give the devil his due. Donald Trump having the night that he wanted to have, an early projection of Virginia. Bad news for Nikki Haley, who thought maybe that was a Commonwealth she could wrest away from Donald Trump. Dan.
Yeah, I mean, Jake, Virginia, North Carolina, these were two of the states we were looking at, obviously early because the polls closed early. But in addition to that, because those used to be solidly red states, and now Virginia has been trending blue, and North Carolina in particular is one that I was just getting a text from a senior Republican saying that this could be a big problem for Donald Trump if, we're also looking at down ballot races, if Mark Robinson, who is very Trumpy, maybe even more Trumpy than Trump, Trump is endorsed, when assuming that he wins the Republican primary for governor, that could be a very, very big factor in what we see in the presidential race as well.
It could motivate Democrats.
Definitely.
Absolutely. What's absolutely fascinating about these results, and we have seen this time and again in this primary season, is just almost a different universe that Haley voters are in than Trump voters. Yeah, a lot of Haley voters are Democrats. Some of them may be independents who are coming out to vote because they're concerned about Donald Trump. But still, I mean, one data point from the Virginia exit polls, 78% of those voters believe that Joe Biden won legitimately. Donald Trump, 95% of Donald Trump voters in Virginia, according to the exit polls, believe that Joe Biden did not win in 2020 legitimately. And that just goes all the way down the line. Today, I talked to Carrie Lake, who's running for the Arizona Senate seat. She says that her race in 2022 was rigged. She said Donald Trump's election in 2020 was rigged because that is where Republican base voters are. But the question is the general election voters, and that is such a different calculus for these candidates, and these results show that.
It's so critical. And in North Carolina, you made exactly the right point. Mark Robinson is just symbolic of how divergent the Republican Party in some of these states, especially a state like North Carolina, is from the median gettable voter. And when the Republican Party in a state like North Carolina veers all the way to the right, that means that the results that we see tonight are not going to be what should tell the Republican Party how they should operate come November. That delta is so huge, it's going to be a problem. Diane Gallagher spoke to a voter tonight who said, there's absolutely no way I can have Mark Robinson as the governor of the state because he's so extreme. She's not the only one. There are going to be a lot of voters. We talk a lot about suburban voters, but voters who are just regular people who are not in either camp or another, who are going to shy away from the extremes. And while Trump is going to romp tonight in a lot of places, he's probably not getting the information that he needs to get about where he and the Republican Party need to be in order to get those all-important voters who are right there in the political middle.
Caitlin, you have some new reporting.
Yeah, well, we're just looking at all of this. You know, one factor of this and what the down ballot races mean. How does this resemble maybe even the presidential race? The other big part of this, and the reason that Trump is ready to move on from the Nikki Haley aspect of this race that we're still talking about, is money and having to shore up his finances, because Biden does have a major advantage there when it comes to fundraising. They've already made ad plans for as far as August. They've already are looking ahead to that. That has been something that the Trump team has lamented for several weeks now because they haven't been able to. And one thing that Trump is doing, as you saw everyone behind Kristen Holmes there earlier at Mar-a-Lago, is he's been hosting donors at Mar-a-Lago today as he has real concerns about shoring up those finances. And we've just confirmed that one of the people he met with in recent days was Elon Musk, obviously one of the richest people in the world. We're confirming reporting from the New York Times. It's not clear that Elon Musk is going to donate to Trump, but it is notable that those are the steps that he's taking in these recent days, as he's less focused really on the down ballot races and way more focused on his own personal finances and for his PAC.
Well, and his own, maybe not his finances, but his own legal troubles. He is hoping and looks like he'll be successful in the RNC and whatever little money they have left, and he has paying for his legal bills. The flip side is, Audie, that the president, Joe Biden, has been doing very well in the past 2 months, according to what the campaign is saying, in fundraising.
Which means there are a bunch of people who might think age is a problem and clearly want to help him. I know in the media we're sort of like, he's got problems, but people also vote with their finances. You know, one thing I noted earlier is you guys were talking, or we heard from a kind of litmus test voter who said, I care about immigration, I care about crime. I think for Democrats, that's been a little bit tough. What is your litmus test? Outside of abortion, what do people talk about where they feel like no matter what, this is what I have to vote on? As their memories start to dim, or if they start to really feel that the judiciary is undermined in some kind of way, the democracy argument starts to wobble. And I think that for Biden, who really relied on that in the year that a Carrie Lake lost, that's going to be tough.